Welcome to today's session of CRM Functional Online Training. So let's start what we'll get in today's session of partner processing. Today's session is divided into 4 parts. In the first part, we'll be looking into the overview of partner processing. We'll understand what is partner processing and why do we need it. In the second part, we'll discuss the various building blocks of partner processing, like partner functions, partner function category, access sequence. Then in the third part, we'll be looking into how you can customize these building blocks. And last but not the least, we'll see how these building blocks make the partner processing work. So let's get started. So within the context of partner processing, you want to ensure that you can work with the partners efficiently and consistently. And the business partners involved in the transactions are automatically determined by the system. So partner processing allows you to define partners with your company's terminology and lets you specify many aspects of how the partners are handled in a transaction. One of the most important aspects of partner processing is partner determination, the process by which the system automatically finds and enters the partners involved in a transaction. In most transactions, you manually enter one or more partners, and the system enters the other through partner determination. Various sources of information make partner determination possible. Two of the most important are business partner master data and organizational data. Now you can see an example of partner processing on the screen. So suppose a user creates a sales order and enters the name of the sold to party as Johnson Electronics. So immediately by checking the sold to party's master data, the system enters other required partners such as ship to party, bill to party, payer, and the employee responsible is maybe determined by some other access sequence, maybe by the person who is using the system. So it may get the data from the user master record. It's also possible to check the organizational data. The system enters the organization responsible from the region where the sold to party is located. That is also possible. Like if you say the case over here, the system will look in the organizational data of your company and find the employee responsible for that particular organization unit and enter in the sales order. So the motivation, with partner processing, you set up the system in such a way that your end user don't have to think about partner processing. So partner determination is a process used so that the system automatically finds out and enters the partners involved in a business transaction. Thus, using various sources of information, the partner determination procedure finds different partners involved in a business transaction. The business partner master data and the organizational data are the two important sources of information, as I have said earlier. So in a business transaction, business partner processing is controlled by partner determination. Using partner processing, you can define partners in CRM system as per your company's terminology, and you can also specify how exactly partners are handled in business transactions. So partner processing lets you define how partner processing is exchanged between SAP CRM and SAP ERP. So you can look into which external partners, for example, suppliers, peers involved, which partner must be involved in a business transaction, which internal partners, for example, responsible employer involved, and where does the system look for the partners, whether it should look in the business partner data or whether it looks in the organizational data, and are individual partners found automatically. So now we'll be looking into the building blocks of partner processing, but let me tell you that in a transaction, partners can be determined at both header level as well as item level. So the partners found do not need to match. It's possible that you define certain partners as mandatory for a business transaction, and if the determination failed or no partner was entered manually by the user, the business transaction will result in error. So using access sequence, it is possible to automatically determine partners. So let us take a quick look into our CRM system by creating a lead, how partner processing automatically happens. Now let us create a lead from the CRM Web UI Sales Pro role. So we click on the quick create lead in the create section. So let's give it a description as my partner processing demo lead, and let's look for the prospect. We'll search for the prospect using the help. We'll look for corporate accounts. Let's take this corporate account. Select the organizational data. So if you scroll down to the parties involved assignment block, you can see my contact person, my employee responsible, my sales prospect, my sales representative has been automatically determined. So how did this determination take place? Well, it takes place via the access sequence, by the partner determination procedures. So we'll see how this works. So now let's walk through the different building blocks of partner processing. We have partner function categories. So it is a classification of responsibilities and used in partner processing as a system key to identify the partner functions and the business partner who take on those responsibilities. Partner function categories are predefined within a SAP CRM system and it cannot be created or changed. Sometimes the partner function and the category to which it is assigned have the same name, but it is not always the case as they can have different names. The partner function categories often correspond to business partner relationship categories. Now, what's partner function? Partner functions are the persons with whom you do business, like sold to party, client, patient, or tenants. So these are configurations within SAP CRM and you can use to describe partners that you use in your organization. Partner functions can be named freely as per your organization, as per your company's terminology. A business partner relationship category can be assigned when a partner function is defined. What's an access sequence? Now, access sequence is a search strategy for determining the data sources the system uses for partner determination and the order in which the sources are used. My SAP CRM Partner Processing has two important advantages over SAP RP Partner Determination. Using the ordering of accesses in the access sequence, it is possible to look for involved parties in more than one place, and there are more sources in which partners involved in transaction can be found. Now, let's look into what's partner determination procedure. A partner determination procedure can be assigned to a transaction type, an item category. A partner determination procedure consists of three levels: a procedure user, like a sales transaction, service transaction, or opportunity. Then it defines the partner functions in the procedure, where it does the various settings, whether a partner is mandatory, how many occurrences of that partner is possible, and you can make interface settings by which you can display which partners will be displayed in the transactions generally. So you can customize your partner functions by using defined partner functions. So you can give it a key. The key name should start with a Z. You can give a description. The description appears in the transaction header on the partner stat page. And you can use an abbreviation. Then you choose a partner function category, which I told that it's a hard-coded in the system. That allows the system to identify what it actually does. Suppose you have entered your partner function as tenant, but SAP does not know what's a tenant. So you will assign it to partner function category as sold to party. So system will know, okay, so this is a customer to whom you are selling some sort of services or products. And then you can specify whether the partner function applies to CRM or BVP. Then you can also enter the relationship category. In most cases, the system automatically enters the relationship category based on the partner function category. Well, it's hard-coded based upon your partner function category. So the various customizing settings that you will need to do is you have to assign a partner determination procedure to your transaction type. You assign a partner functions to partner determination procedure. And you assign partner function categories and access sequence to partner functions. So how does the determination take place? The system checks the procedure when you create a transaction. Suppose you're creating a lead, as we saw in the web UI. So in that lead transaction, definitely one partner determination procedure has been assigned. Inside the partner determination procedure, several partner functions will have been assigned. And corresponding to each partner function, a partner function category and access sequence would have been defined. And using those access sequence, the system would have searched for the values and would have populated. So let's look in our CRM system how you can define your partner functions. So in your SAP, you have to go to customer relationship management, you have to go to basic functions, and here we have partner processing. So you can define your partner functions over here. So you can see you have a partner function, you define the text, you have the abbreviation, you have a function category, and corresponding to it, you have a usage and a relationship category may come from the function category. So if you take the case of ship to party, the relationship category also is ship to party off, and the function category that we have defined is ship to party or service recipient. So you can click a new entry. Now if you go to define access sequence, so over here you have the access sequence. So corresponding to each access sequence, you can define a number of individual accesses where the system will look for. Like this is the first access sequence. If you go to the detailed view, you can see a source and some mappings and some other settings. We'll look into it later on. Then you can also define a partner determination procedure. In the partner determination procedure, you have to specify the description. There are certain settings which we'll look into it. As we told, we have a procedure user. So corresponding to sales, let's see what is the procedure user. So you can see various procedure user has been assigned. So in transactions where this transaction category has been defined as a leading transaction category, you can assign this partner determination procedure. We'll come to it in detail at a later point of time. Then you can define what are the different partner functions that has been used in the procedure, and corresponding to each partner functions you can make whether it's changeable, the minimum, maximum, the select limit, the calendar entry, changeable address, standard address, and the access sequence. Now you can also specify the user interface settings. So those partner functions could appear as the transactions general assignment block. Now let us take an example and understand the integration between partner functions, partner function category, and relationship category. So partner functions are used mainly in the transaction processing, and relationship categories mainly in master data. The correspondence between them and the assignment of access sequence allows the system to use business partner master data as a source for partner determination. Partner functions that do not correspond to relationship category can be determined from other sources such as organization model or entered manually. So now let's understand the example. Listen to it very carefully. A company sells television to a store called High Fidelity, and your salespeople often talk to a store manager whom you refer to as retail manager. Now you ship the televisions to High Fidelity Storage, an affiliate responsible for High Fidelity storage needs. So you refer to High Fidelity Storage as delivery location. In master data, you enter High Fidelity as a business partner. In the contact assignment block, you enter store manager's name as contact person, and in the relationship assignment block, High Fidelity Storage as is the ship to party recipient of. Now, in the customizing for partner processing, you define the partner function delivery location and assign it to partner function category ship to party. The system automatically enters is the ship to party recipient of as the corresponding relationship category. Now you define the partner function retail manager and assign it to category contact person. The system automatically enters is contact person for as the corresponding relationship category. So you define a partner determination procedure that include these two partner functions and assign access sequence to them. In the access sequence, you have specified business partner master data as a source for partner determination. You create the transaction, and delivery location and retail manager are displayed in the header and parties involved assignment block. You enter High Fidelity as the sole to party. The system automatically enters the manager's name as retail manager and enters High Fidelity Storage as the delivery location. Now let us understand the concept of access sequence. Access sequence is search strategies that specify the source of data the system uses for finding partners, the order in which it uses the source, and related details. As I showed you in the SAP GUI how you can define an access sequence. So our access sequence name is like 001 with a description as preceding document. Activity partner, preceding document sold to party. So what it does is it will first look into a preceding document in the activity partner. If that is found, it will populate that in your as a partner function where it has been assigned to. Second, if it doesn't find it, it will go to preceding document and enter the sold to party to the partner function where this access sequence has been assigned to. So from the description itself, we can make out there are two accesses, two single accesses assigned to this access sequence. So if you go and click on this individual axis, you will get these two accesses, 10 and 20. If you go to the first axis, it will say preceding document activity partner. And the next axis is preceding document sold to partner. So the two axes that we can see over here is we have a preceding document and we have a mapping. So which partner function category to look for. So it tells, okay, you look for the sold to party, and usage is customer relationship management, and the source is preceding document. Okay. In the second sequence, what we are looking for is we are looking in the preceding document, or we are looking for the activity partner. So you can modify your search whether you can look for partner function or you have to look for partner function category. An everyday example of access sequence occurs when a colleague asks you to borrow your dictionary and you tell her where to find it. You might say, look on my desk, and it's not there. Then you look in the cells. When you define access sequence in customizing desk and cells, the request is sources of information such as business partner master data, organizational data, and preceding documents. So the access sequence allows the system to carry out partner determination, the process by which systems automatically finds and enters partner in the transaction. So the system includes a number of commonly used access sequences as I showed. So we recommend that before defining your own, you should check to see if you can use the existing ones. So each access sequence is a list of one or more steps called single accesses, as you can see in the screen. This is the first axis, this is the second axis, assigned to one access sequence 001. So each single axis names the source, such as master data or the preceding document, and specifies other details. The description of an access sequence lists the sources named in the single axes separated by arrows. When the system determines a partner, it first checks the first source, and if it does not find a partner there, then it comes and checks the next source. It does this for each partner function in a transaction aside from those entered manually. Understanding the sources is critical to understanding the access sequence. So now we will go through what are the various access sequences that has been defined in the system. So you may have a preceding document, a document that's preceding the current transaction. That in transaction processing, we have seen how you can create a follow-up document. Like you have a lead, you create an appointment. So appointment is a follow-up document. So the preceding document for that appointment would be the lead. Then you can use business partner relationships. So relationships are defined in business partner's master data. Now you can also specify it by relationship by sales organization. So sales here, specific partner functions will be considered in that case. You can also use the organizational data as a source. The pricing hierarchy or the current partner could also be used. Now business partner assigned to the user is a very important source of information for the partner processing. You can also create your own source if you're not satisfied with the sources that has been defined by the system. You can go through the slide of the various sources that are being defined, provided by SAP. So now let us understand one access sequence, how it is working. So you can see an example of a partner function ship to party, where the access sequence has been assigned as preceding document by AP relationship, by sales organization, sold to party, then business partner relationship, sold to party. So in partner determination procedure and customizing, you assign this sequence to partner function ship to party. A user creates a sales order and enters the sold to party. The system determines the ship to party as follows. First, it looks in the preceding document for a ship to party. If there is no preceding document or no ship to party there, it goes on to the second single axis. In the second single axis, the system looks in the sales area specific partner function assignments defined in the sold to party's master data. If there is no ship to party there, it goes on to the last single axis. Finally, the system looks in the relationship defined in the sold to party's master data for the relationship is the ship to party / recipient of, because this relationship corresponds to partner function ship to party. If the system does not find a partner in any of the sources, it frequently enters the sold to party itself as a ship to party in the transaction, because if no relationships are maintained, a partner can automatically perform all the functions themselves. The system does not enter the sold to party as the ship to party. The ship to party is excluded function in the partner master data of the sold to party, or if the block indicator is set for ship to party in the partner process determination procedure assigned to the sales order. Now, what is this excluded functions or blocking? We'll come to it later on. Now, let us understand the various options, the features of an access sequence that SAP has provided you. So you can see the numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll be explaining you each of this functionality, what it actually means. So our first is source origin for document partner. It specifies where the system searches for data during partner determination, such as the preceding document or the sales organization data. For example, if you enter preceding document here and assign the access sequence to the sold to party, the system looks for a sold to party in the preceding document. The second is reverse search for partner determination from business partner. Now, reversal of search criteria for partner determination that uses business partner relationship. This setting is only relevant when you enter either business partner relationships or business partner relationship by sales organization as the source for this single axis. For partner determination using business partner relationship, the system normally looks in partner's master data for the has the relationship, such as has the contact person. Now, marking this field sets the system to look for the same relationship but in the reverse direction, such as is the contact person for. Please note, it is not possible to use both directions in one partner determination procedure. For example, if you set the system to determine the contact person from activity partner and the activity partner from the contact person, the system cannot find either partner and stops partner determination. So you have to be very careful in a partner determination procedure that you don't assign accesses which are a reversal of this such criteria. Now, our third is allow incorrect source. Now, it indicates whether the system uses the business partner data in the source even when the data is incomplete or incorrect. Now, leave this field unmarked to allow the system to use only complete and correct data. Now, if you mark this field to allow the system to use incomplete and incorrect data, if the ship to party's address is missing in the preceding document, the system will enter the ship to party in the new transactions anyway. Our fourth point is wait until source is available. Well, it indicates whether the system waits until the source in the single axis or in the single axis defined as an alternative is available before continuing partner determination. Like if the source for determining the employee responsible in the organization model, the system waits until organization data is entered in the document before determining the employee responsible. In this context, available means the system has enough data to find the source. Now, our fifth point is determination as business partner if possible. It specifies that whenever possible, the system enters the partner which it has found during partner determination as a business partner in the document. Sometimes, for example, the system finds an organization unit or a username during partner determination, rather than a person, organization, or group that has been defined as business partner. In this case, you select this field, the system tries to find a business partner who corresponds to this unit or username and enter this partner in the document. Our sixth is details on the source. Like here you can assign partner function or partner function category or other source attribute in document. So partner function names the partner function the system should look for in the source. The partner function category, you can use this field to assign a partner function category. Like enter a partner function category to provide details about the source you have selected and allow the system to access it properly. Example, if business partner relationships is the source, you must specify which business partner relationship, because the system cannot look in all relationships maintained in master data. Here, you can specify the system looks in the relationships belonging to the sold to party, the activity partner, or any other partner function category in the system. You can specify any partner function category, but remember that a function assigned to this category must be included in the transaction for the system to be able to carry out the single access. Well, it often makes sense to enter the category of the main partner in the transaction, like if the access sequence is used for activities, you enter the activity partner, or if it is used for sales transaction, enter the sold to partner. Now, our 8th point is org unit as a business partner. So you can enter an organizational area to provide details about the source you have selected and allow the system to access it properly. For example, if you choose business partner relationships by sales organization as the source, you can specify sales organization or service organization here. Now we come to the 9th point where we talk about mapping or restrictions. So mapping is a very interesting phenomenon where it indicates whether or not mapping a partner function occurs during partner determination. Well, suppose a case where we are not doing any mapping. So normally the system searches for the partner function which an access sequence is assigned to. So you can assign access sequence with the source preceding document to the partner function shift to party. The system looks in the preceding document for a shift to party. It enters the shift to party from the preceding document as a shift to party in the current document. Now let us take the case where we are actually doing mapping. That's our 9th point. So mapping means the system searches for a partner with a partner function that is different from the one to which the sequence is assigned. Now suppose you have assigned the source as business partner relationships, and in the partner functions in the source you have defined sold to party, and you have assigned this access sequence to shift to party. Now what will happen is the system will look into the sold to party's master data in its relationship. It will try to find out the shift to party because its access sequence has been assigned to shift to party. So it will try to find out that partner function in the master data of the partner function you have defined the source. So look for the sold to party's business partner relationship has the shift to party. So that particular value that will get from the sold to party's master data, it will identify that and assign that in the current document shift to party. However, if you have kept that part intact and you have defined the mapping as partner function is source as bill to party, over here you have kept sold to party, over here you have kept business partner relationship, and you have assigned that to shift to party. Now what difference it will make is it will go to the sold to party's business partner relationships and will try to find out the bill to party. Whatever value that we get from the bill to party in the sold to party business partner relationship, that could get populated in the shift to party of the current document. So that's what we call mapping, because mapping tells you which partner function to look for, which in other case, otherwise if you don't assign a mapping, what happens is the system looks for the partner function to where the access sequence has been assigned to. Business partner relationships is one of the important sources for determining partners. So let's take an example of a sales order where we'll see how various partners are determined using business partner relationships. So suppose a user creates a sales order and enters the sold to party. So he enters the sold to party as Johnson Electronics. Now, if you look into the master data of Johnson Electronics, we have maintained a general relationship as the goods receiver, Johnson Storage. Now, suppose we have a partner function, shift to party, where you have assigned some access sequence which looks in the general relationship as the goods receiver. It finds Johnson Storage and enters it in the sales order. So over here, the access sequence uses business partner relationship as a source. Now, you can determine the contact person by looking into the sales area specific relations. So, you can see the relationship has been maintained for sales organization 1000 the distribution channel 10 and division 00. So it constitutes your sales area. So sales organization, distribution channel, division uniquely create one sales area. So for this sales area, we have maintained a partner function. Contact person is David Wilson. So the system looks in the sales year specific relations for the partner with partner function contact person, finds David Wilson and enters him in the sales order. So we saw that there could be two types of relationships. One is a general business partner relationship. Another one is a sales year specific relationship. Now let's look into another major source of partner processing using organization data. So we have seen org determination in documents. So you can also use the determine all for partner processing. So let's see how. Now suppose we enter the sold to party as Johnson Electronics while creating a sales order. Now through org determination, the system automatically enters the organization data like sales organization, distribution channel, division and all. So for that org unit gets determined, right? Now the system find the employee assigned to this unit in the organization that's automatically determined. To do so, you need the org determination rule just as you do for the org determination. So let's see how this access sequence looks like in the system where you're using organization data for partner processing. So you can see when access is organization data, employee for an org unit. So what you maintain in the source is organizational data, com partner B. Now which org unit to look for? We have assigned one rule. In additional information on original organization data, we have determined an org model rule. Now based upon this rule, whichever org unit gets determined, it will look for the partner function department and the responsible employee could be determined. Now we look into partner determination procedure. So partner determination procedure are set of rules for how the system works with business partners during transaction processing. They bring together the partner function, the access sequence and include additional information. So to define partner determination procedure, we can use wizards. So before you is a screenshot of the wizard. So you define a partner determination using the wizard by following the step-by-step procedure. So first, in customizing for partner processing, you first choose define partner determination procedure. Then the wizard lists the partner function categories that are required for the type of transaction you choose. You can enter partner function that must correspond with the suggested categories. Now you can enter new partner functions you defined earlier, and to make a partner function mandatory, you can enter 1 as the minimum for how many times it occurs. So you have two functions, one is the minimum, one is the maximum. So you can have suppose 5 contact persons in a document. So you will enter maximum as 5, but minimum 1 is required, means you want to make the partner function is mandatory. So what you need to put is the minimum is 1. If you want to make it optional, you don't need to fill anything in the minimum, or you enter a 0. Then once the wizard is complete, you open the new partner determination procedure and assign the access sequence to the partner function. So we have the partner determination procedure. We list the partner functions. We do the minimum, maximum settings, and we assign the access sequence corresponding to each partner function. Now, in the partner determination procedure, you have two important checkboxes: block determination and log. So, with block determination, you can specify whether or not partner determination is turned off, and when it is turned off, the system does not carry out automatic partner determination in transaction to which this procedure is assigned. So the feature is available to improve possible performance problems and may be particularly useful in areas such as internet sales. So if you leave the field unselected to carry out partner determination automatically, or you can select the field to turn off automatic partner determination. Another useful feature is the log, the one shown with the number 2. So it determines whether or not the system automatically generates a log documenting partner determination, which you can view from within a transaction. You can view the log by selecting the button call up log on the partners tab. I will show you. The button is only available when the field is selected. The log shows how partner determination took place for transaction. Includes links to customizing and intended mainly for customizing and troubleshooting. You should always avoid in productive system because it will cause performance issues. So mark this field to set the system to generate the log for transaction types to which the procedure is assigned, and leave the field unmarked to prevent generation of the log. Let us now check the partner determination procedure in our SAP system. So we go to SPRO, SAP reference IMG, customer relationship management, in basic functions, partner processing. So let us first check the partner determination procedure. So let's check the partner determination procedure assigned to leads. That's the lead header. So if you see, we are not logging partner processing. So if I click on this log button, the partner processing would get logged. I can block the determination as I told you from here. So let's save the settings. Now, as I have told the procedure user, so the transaction type where this procedure would be assigned, its leading transaction category should be marked in the procedure user. Then only this transaction, this partner determination procedure could be assigned to that transaction type as a partner determination procedure. So the transaction where this lead would be assigned must have the leading transaction category as CRM lead or business activity. Then we have the settings for the partner functions in procedure. So we have marked the partner functions. Then this changeable field indicates whether the partner functions could be changed for the end user or not. We can mark the minimum number that must be entered. Means if I have said the employee responsible minimum is 1, then at least one employee responsible must be entered in the transaction where this partner determination procedure has been assigned. The maximum restricts the maximum number of partner functions that could be assigned to the document. The select limit restricts or enables your pop-up screen that will be displayed to you for selection. Now suppose I have sales representative as 10. So if I select the limit as 3 and suppose the maximum number of sales representatives that is identified for a particular prospect is 5, then I will get a pop-up to choose because I have set over here 3 and I am getting 5. So if the number of determined entry is more than what we have selected the limit, I will be receiving a pop-up. In case I don't give a pop-up, then the pop-up would only come if the number of identified sales representatives is more than 10. So even if you want that, no, the maximum is 10, still I want to choose which partner functions should be entered in my transaction. Suppose the determined sales representative is 20. So you will get a pop-up with no selected limit. But suppose if you are getting only 7 or 8, you still want to select which partners should be entered. Then you can select a limit, and if the number of determined entries is more than that limit, a pop-up screen would appear. Then whether calendar maintenance for the business partner is enabled or not, whether you can change the address that is determined automatically for that partner function. So if you see sales prospect there, its address is changeable. So whatever address that has been determined in the transaction level, you can go ahead and change the address. Then you can set which address for transaction would be taken. Like each business partner can have different addresses maintained, like send order, receive goods, receive bills. We have seen in address management that we can create different address types and maintain different addresses for a particular business partner. So in a document, suppose you can restrict, okay, by default the received bill address should be entered in the transaction. Then you can mark that that is the standard address or not. You can determine the triggering point, and you will assign the access sequence corresponding to each partner function. Then when is the determination time? Whether the determination will occur when we are entering the product, or when we are saving the document, or it's recurring every time. You can block your determination by clicking on the block determination. You can block entry to restrict changes to the determined partner manually by the end user. You can also set up redeterminations. So you can see when redetermination will occur, what will happen, whether the new partners will replace the existing partners, or the new partners will be added, or partners will not be replaced. And you can also make settings for territory check. In the last user interface settings, you can maintain up to 4 partner functions that will be available to you in the transactions general assignment block. So these partners would be displayed. Suppose you have 10 business partners, but you want to show the critical business partners as a transactions general assignment block. So you can select up to 4 partner functions that should be available at your transactions general assignment block. Now, as we have enabled the logging functionality in leads, let us create a lead and see how the logging functionality is working. So we will create a lead by using crmd_order. So it's a key code for creating or displaying any business transaction. We'll go to business transaction and click on create. We'll create on lead. Now we give it a description is check PDD logging, partner determination logging. We search for a sales prospect. We use the F4 help. We search for the business partner role, prospect. We give it ABB Canada. Then we go to partners. Now, maybe the determination didn't take place for all the partner functions. The data was insufficient, but we get 2 partner functions, employee responsible, sales prospect. Then we have a button that displays the log. We click on display log, and you can see how the determination took place. They search for the contact person, it's not found. They search for the employee responsible, it's found. They found the sales prospect, it's found. The sales representative, it was not found. So the log gives you the detailed view how determination took place and which was found, which was not found. Let us now create all the building blocks of partner determination procedure and use it in our transaction. So let us first create our own partner function. So let us try to create a partner function which is similar to our contact person. So what we do is we select the contact person and we create a copy. We give the abbreviation as ZCP. We give the test as test contact person. We keep the relationship category as is contact person for. We don't check the blocking function. Well, let me explain you what is the meaning of this block. The block simply means that wherever this partner function is used, in whichever partner determination procedure, the main partner function based upon which the determination was taking place would never be proposed for this partner function. By saying that, let us suppose my partner function is competitor and my partner determination is occurring based upon the main partner function, that is a sold to party, and I click on block. So a sold to party would never be proposed for the competitor if no determination happens. In any case, we never want that a sold to party becomes a competitor. It's not possible. So what we do is we block. By clicking on this block, it restricts the main partner function based upon which the determination is taking place to get assigned to this partner function. you go to the SAP Help and see, it defines whether the source partner is added during partner determination of the resulting quantity. The source does not provide a standard partner. The source partner himself becomes a standard partner. So if you leave this field unmarked, the source partner is copied with the resulting quantity during partner determination. If you mark this field, the source partner is not copied with the resulting quantity. So we don't mark this blocking function and click on enter. So I have to change the key. So let me give it a key as 115. So if I go and check 115, so here we have our test contact person. Now I go back, I save the changes that I made, I assign the changes to a transport request, and I create access sequence for this partner function. So let me create a new access sequence, new entry. I give it a name as Z. I give it a description as test access sequence for test contact person. Now what I can do is I have to assign individual accesses to this access sequence. I save my access sequence and I go to individual accesses and I click on new entry. So I have to first define the source. So I give my source as business partner relationships. I'll be using relationships for marking. Now, which partner relationship it should look into? It should look into the contact person relationship. So from here, I can select based upon which partner's relationship it will be looking into. So enter the partner function category as sold to party, the uses as customer relationship management. We give the batch sequence as 10, the dialog sequence as 10, and we enter determination as a business partner, wait until source is available, and allow incorrect source. Now I can map to which partner function it should search for. So partner function category and source that it should look for is contact person, and usage is customer relationship management. So what will this do is it will search for the business partner relationships of the sold to party entered, and it will look into the source as contact person. Now I click on save. Now suppose it is not able to find it, then I would like the current partner be added as the test contact person. So I click on new entry. I give the batch sequence as 20, I give the dialog sequence as 20, I find the source as current partner, I give the source as current partner, and what to be searched for is sold to party and customer relationship management. So the current business partner will be assigned in case I don't get a contact person from the sold to party. So I click on save. I go back So I've created a partner function, I've created an access sequence. Now the thing I'm left to do is I have to assign this partner, create a partner determination procedure, and assign the partner determination procedure to a transaction. So let me just create a new entry, and I would say the name as Z lead, and give it a name as lead header. Click on enter. I assign the procedure user as, click on new entry, and I search for CRM lead, and I give the name as business activity of task. I go to partner functions, and I click on new entry, and the partner function I want to assign is sold to party. The access sequence, I don't assign any access sequence. I click on save, click on OK. I go back, I click on new entry, and I try to find out my access partner function, that was 115. So here we have a partner function. We can see the minimum number of occurrences, lowest is 1 and the highest is 1. So I make this partner function a mandatory. Then address for transaction, I don't fill it. The address is changeable. The entry is changeable if correct after entry or determination. Now I have to assign the access sequence. So I will search for the access sequence that I created. So this is my access sequence Z115 test access sequence for test contact person, and the determination type is recurring, and I click on save. Save the entry. I go to user interface settings. So up till now no user interface settings was made, so I click on new entry. So the partner function that I want the system to show is sold to party. I want to show the contact person. Then I will go to the partner function, click on save, go back, again go back. So this is my Z lead. I click on partner functions. So if I now check the settings, the sold to party, it's not changeable, and the minimum I set is 1, so my sold to party is mandatory. I have an access sequence assigned to my test contact person, and the determination times is recurring. So now I save the settings. Now I will have a sold to party, and I will have to have a contact person relationship. So let me open my web UI and create a sold to party, or use an existing sold to party and maintain the relationship and use that for creation of my lead. So I will open /OWUI_SSO to open my web UI. So in our web UI, we'll look for the role sales pro, sales professional. We'll go to account management, we'll search for accounts. Over here, we will try to search for role, and we'll select sold to party, and we'll click on search. So let's take this ABBAG. the ID4. So you can see the contact relationship has been maintained for this account. We have a contact person test. Test are 456. Now we go to SPRO and we will assign our partner determination procedure to the transaction type lead. So we go scroll down, we go to transactions, we go to basic settings, we go to define transaction types. And we try to find the position of lead. So in lead, we go to display. And instead of our partner determination profile 00116, we use the F4 help to search for our Z lead header that we have created. And we click on save. Now let's try to create the lead from CRMD_order. Go to business transaction, click on create, select lead. Now you can give a description. You can see the sole to party and test contact person and the two partner functions that we have been assigned in the partner determination procedure appears in the general information block. We give the sole to party a 04 and click on enter. Now we want the contact person to be automatically determined from the sole to party. So here you can see the test business partner that we have maintained as is contact person for the business partner 04 appears, and the second one that appears is the one that is determined using the current partner, the second individual access that has been entered in the access sequence, because the sole to party itself can perform all the operations, all the partner functions. So in case if this would not have been found, if this contact person relationship would not have been maintained, then the sole to party 04 would have been able to perform the operation of test contact person. So for the time being, we click on the tick because we have a contact person determined. So we saw how the partner functions according to our business requirements could be assigned to a partner determination procedure. We can create new partner functions, we can create new access sequence, we can assign the access sequence to the partner function, which in turn would be assigned to a partner determination procedure, and finally we'll assign the partner determination procedure to the transaction type. And when you execute the transactions, the partners will be determined as per our business requirements. So we come to an end of partner processing. Thanks a lot for your attention. Happy learning.